Hello student. In the previous class we discussed matter related to the directory and the reign of terror. Now today we are going to discuss about the role of the women in the France. So women played a very vital role in the France, and in the France Revolution it was their active participation which brought about the important changes in the France society. Most of the women belonging to the third estate worked for a living, and their occupation included dressmaker, laundry workers, fruit sellers, vegetable vendors, etc. Sometimes they work as a maid at different houses of the rich people. They were not trained for any job and were largely uneducated. Only the daughter of the noble peoples were having the right to have an education. Rich peoples, those who belongs to the nobles, they can go to the convent for the study. Only the daughters of the noble and the wealthy members of the third estate could study at a convent. So, beside caring for their families, the France women had to cook, fetch the water, stand in a queue for bread, and look after their children. Their wages was very low uh, compared to the men. Now, the women in the France was very much disappointed by the law and the rules and regulation that was built in 1791, which reduced them as to be a passive citizen in the country who had no political right. They demanded political right, right to vote, right to be elected, to be assembled, and to hold a political office. So these are the some of the right that has been not provided to the women of the France to express their own views and demands. Women started their own political club and a newspaper. About 60 women's clubs came to be from the different cities in the France of them, and two of them were very much famous. Number one, that was known as a Republican Women, and second one, the Society of Revolutionary, were most famous of them. One of their main demand was the women enjoyed the some political right as a man was having it, and that was declared in 1791. That must be given to the women also. Now some laws were passed to improve women's lives. Women were active participants in revolutionary activists. In the early years, law was passed to improve their lives. They gained access to education with the introduction of state school and system of compulsory education for girls. Women could no longer be forced into marriage by their father. They could marry with their will. Marriage was not a contract which could be registered under civil law. Women could be trained for their job. They can become the artist or run the small business or the industries also, small scale industries. However, women struggles for equal political right was continued through the next 200 years in many countries of the world. During the reign of terror, also the government ordered for the closure of women clubs and banned their political activities. Many prominent women were arrested, and they were also executed. In which the very famous lady that she was also was executed, that was Olympia de Gaulle. Women struggle for voting and for equal political rights carried out through an international suffrage movement during the late 19th and the 20th century. But finally, in 1946, French women won the right to vote. Thank you. In next class, we will discuss another points.